and welcome back to Glitter Budget with your hosts, Anjanette.
And Jess?
And in today's episode, we're continuing our animated family fun movies.
Yeah.
This one is Fern Gully. I think it's kind of like a favorite of both of ours.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just a feel-good family movie. Avatar stole the entire story from.
Seriously though, it's been a long time since I've seen Ferngully, so when I was rewatching it, I was like, hey, wait a minute.
But yeah, that. I guess it's been a long time since I've seen Avatar, but I've heard the argument a lot of times over the years of like, this is just the plot of Fern Gully.
Well, not only was it the plot of it, but there were just very similar scenes, and just like the whole. And let's back up for a second. We'll get into that.
Back up. Fern Gully, directed by Bill Croyer.
Yes.
Bill Croyer. Screenplay was written by Jim Cox, and the movie is based off of the short stories originally written by Diana Young.
Very good.
This is why we're not professionals.
There's a lot of reasons why we're not professionals.
We've neither the time nor the crayons to go over that.
No. But this is the first animated film that Robin Williams lent his voice to.
Yes, this was right before Aladdin.
Yep. So it was actually supposed to be released in 91.
91.
But they didn't want to compete with Beauty
and the Beast. And, oh my God, there was another one.
I feel like Beauty and the Beast is probably the main one.
Yeah.
Because Disney.
Well, yeah. And An American Tail, Fievel Goes West.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
The better of the tales.
Yes. But so it was released, pushed back a year, released in 92, but it was close to Earth Day, right? Like 12 days.
Yeah.
So kind of to line up with that and that whole theme of saving the trees.
But the one big criticism that the movie gets is that it's all about saving the trees, but in order to animate the film, they needed to use paper.
Yeah.
Which were formerly trees.
Yeah.
So
the irony.
Yeah, because it was back then when they would actually hand draw, they would animate it that way. So you needed paper. Now, like if the movie were made now, they could do it all CG and everything. But I believe there were baddie
scenes.
The baddie rap, I think, was CG.
Yeah, there was a couple that were CG, but I mean most of it was made from the trees.
So they kind of went against their own point there, but still, like from start to finish, very much about like preserving nature and
that we're all connected. And
yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because it kind of goes over in like the beginning of it as they're introducing Fern Gully, essentially, of how vast the forest was until Hexus, who was voiced by Tim Curry, which was also his first time that he lent his voice to an animation.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, though, Hexus of basically just being the evil that is man, kind of like going. Well,
he's a very spirit of destruction, I think that's what they called him, and he ended up getting Magi, who she's like the main magical fairy person. She trapped Hexus in this big gnarly looking tree. And the humans are leveling a forest in order to, like, they're like a logging company or whatever, so they're leveling a forest, and they end up Zach, who is like the main human person, he marks that big old tree for cutting down. Which, honestly, just looking at the tree, I'm not sure how much good it would have done you for paper, but whatever. Because it looked gnarly.
It did. But, us dumb humans, we fucked it up and let Hexus out. Who, watching it as a kid, I remember Hexus being so, like, a larger part in the movie, like, being in it much longer. And the movie
Yeah.
being just longer in general, it was like just over an hour long.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, when you're young, like, those, like, the movies like this, they're just, I don't know, because your attention span is so short.
Yep.
That's why a lot of family, like, animated films were made to be a lot shorter because kids can only sit for so long.
This is true.
But now, kids movies anymore are close to 2 hours.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, like kids are a lot less active. They're used to sitting in front of the screen, so
Oh, that's true. Good point. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
it's sad.
Is sad. But since they're so used to sitting in front of screens, they're so used to sitting, like, yeah, they sit in front of a screen for like a long period of time, but the things that they're watching are very short.
Right, and yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I guess that's a conversation for another day. But um, it's, I think, because Hexus was kind of like a creepy thing. Like, he was just a creepy little blob thing at first, and then he turns into like this kind of creepy looking fiery
Yeah.
skeleton entity. And of course he's voiced by Tim Curry, which is awesome. I like the singing or whatever in this movie. The songs are very short, so it's not that bad.
No, but they were good though. Like it was
Yeah.
Elton John did
Yeah.
one of the songs, I think, which again,
The song that was playing during the credits.
okay, which
Yeah.
again I think was the first time that he had worked on an animated film, right? For music.
Yeah. So it was
There's a lot
before.
of firsts
Yeah.
for a lot of big stars.
Yeah, 'cause like, okay, well, I don't think we ever went over who is necessarily in this movie. So we have
Sorry.
Tim Curry as the voice of Hexus, Samantha Mathis as the voice of Krista, Christian Slater as the voice of Pips, Jonathan Ward as the voice of Zach, Robin Williams
Mm.
as the voice of Batty Coda, who, like, he improvised naturally a lot of his lines, and Batty was supposed to have like a very small
Like
role.
8 minutes, not even.
Yeah, and they ended up like tripling the screen time of Batty because the director liked everything that Robin Williams was putting out
Yeah.
for him, and he had like so many.
14 hours. 14 hours of takes, and they were just like, "Hey, this is gold."
God. And then naturally, it's like it's no wonder he went on to do the genie in Aladdin.
Yep.
And it was very, very good.
Yeah, I couldn't like. I don't like. I mean, as a kid, like, wasn't too familiar with Robin Williams at that. Like, I knew who he was, but it didn't. As I got older, meant a lot more to me. So I was telling Jen, like, when I rewatched it, I have not been able to watch a film that Robin Williams has been in since he passed. It was like a piece of my childhood died. It broke my heart. So I completely forgot that he had voiced Batty. And as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh yeah.
He too, like, was a huge part of my childhood and my adulthood.
Yeah.
And when he passed, because he passed a few days after my birthday.
Oh.
So that was one of the first celebrity deaths, I think, if not the first celebrity death, that I actually like mourned, like sobbed when I
Yeah.
found out that he had passed, and I was like devastated. So it did take me a while, but when I was watching his films, it's just like, oh my God, the love that I have for him swells even more, and it does make me cry no matter what I'm watching, even if it's like obviously the all the humorous movies that he's done.
Yeah.
I have not watched Dead Poet Society or Good Will Hunting yet.
Mm.
'Cause those are the more serious ones, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't know if I could take it, but it's been lovely.
I mean, I figured I'll eventually get around to watching, like, especially since I've already watched one now, but like I said, I completely forgot, and I was like, oh fuck. But I couldn't watch any scenes with Batty in it and actually just see the bat. Like, I just envisioned the entire time him in the booth
Yeah.
voicing him. That's all I pictured the whole time.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn it.
And no, it was like, in a way, it's like almost more enjoyable picturing him kind of like going crazy in
yeah.
the booth. Just like how, because I semi recently rewatched Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yes. Yep.
and just him doing the voice of that bird. Like that's how I imagine him, and like when he's trying to apply for a job or whatever at the and in front
A
of that
hot dog.
lady. So I think we're gonna have to do Robin Williams movies
That we will.
just to get them all out of the way.
Yeah.
Um,
Take the Band-Aid off.
yeah, just
rip it
make us
off.
cry for like hours on end. But what was the point?
We
Yeah,
were going-
Batty had
yeah.
a lot more screen time than what he was originally supposed to have, and I loved Batty, still love Batty so much that he has the line, I have but one claw, but beware, that I used the line, I have but one claw, as my screen name, my username for like a bunch of different things. Yeah. Like
I
I
don't
have,
ever pick up on that.
I don't know, but I have an old Instagram. It's not deactivated 'cause I don't know if you can deactivate Instagram. You probably can, but like I don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
But it's an old um, Instagram handle. I have but one claw, and that's from him.
No. I think like a lot of his lines too. I mean, while humorous, and some of them were just for the sake of humor. I think a lot of it though, like most of his lines were really important to the message that they were trying to portray. Like, obviously they were trying to portray, deforestation and getting rid of the rainforest, stuff like that. Then just the lengths that like humans will go to for greed
Yeah.
and taking down the forest. But some of his lines of like, humans are bad, and like just to back up on that, in the beginning, as they're explaining how she got rid of Hexus, they were saying that humans were actually like their biggest, allies to the forest, as at that time, we didn't have all the highways and all that other shit they just lived in harmony amongst themselves. And then after Hexus and I think the fire,
Yeah.
they thought that it killed all the humans. So they have not seen humans in generations. They think they're all dead.
Yeah. So they actually have human tales
Yeah.
instead of fairy tales, which I thought was really cute. And so when they kind of humans are coming in to deforest this rainforest, they actually find a human and they're like, oh my god.
They think it's
That's-
a good thing. And Batty's
yeah.
like, kill it!
Oh!
Eat it!
Yeah, because
Eat it now! Tastes like chicken.
delicious, nutritious, tastes just like chicken. But Batty is the result of humans testing on animals
Yeah.
and experimenting on animals, and because when Krista and the other fairies like they run into Batty, he has like an antenna coming out of his head,
Yeah.
and he's talking about the horrors of animals being used for experimentation and stuff like that. And my question with Batty, though, and with the other animal creatures, Krista had to give Batty the gift of fairy sight
Yeah.
so that he could see them. Did they have to do that for all the animals or just him because he was tainted by humans?
I would think just him because he was tainted by humans and he didn't he didn't originate in their section of Ferngully,
Okay.
is what I would think. So I feel like anything outside of Ferngully, kind of like in The Last Unicorn,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
anytime like you leave that section, like people just again they don't believe, they don't have that belief anymore. So,
All right. Good point. Good point. Good point.
but I think just his whole like just wait until they come in with their highways and their shopping plazas and
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh god, but it was so true though, like just the damage that we do to the planet and like our areas of
Yeah.
the rainforest that are the Earth's lungs.
Yep. Humans are trash.
Yep.
Throw the whole thing out. That's what I think. But anyway, a lot of the rainforest is based in Australia. None of the characters have Australian accents.
No,
Zach is supposed to be 16.
really?
Yep. It says on his little license
Oh,
thing.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 16. 16, and his first job is working for a logging company. Maybe that's a thing in Australia because everything's like crazy over there.
I mean, realistically, though, the only thing he was doing was spray painting trees. So he wasn't actually like working with any of the equipment, but still.
But still,
Well,
yeah.
they kind of mentioned like you guys have like, oh, like, the city kids coming up to work for the summer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, y'all Australians are fucking crazy, so maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
God, who knows, man? Some of the shit that comes out. I was watching a TikTok the other day. It's in Australia, and they're like getting logs out of like a swamp. And they're like, just a standard day. And there's a fucking crocodile, like, just chilling with them. And they're just going, like, sit, stay, like, pushing the crocodile's snout, like, away. And I'm like, there's a fucking crocodile! He could snap at any minute! What the fuck are you doing? What is going on? Like, it was beyond me. I'm like, this is only in Australia. Only in Australia.
Every once in a while, you see like those huge alligator spottings in Florida going through the.
Well,
they're
I feel like Florida is our Australia. It's the United
fair.
States Australia. Like, all the crazy shit happens there.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I didn't like really pick up on that in the movie until I read like some of the facts that it was based on the Australian rainforest.
Yes.
So, and then I was like, oh, well, there's the kangaroos.
Yep.
That popped out like the headphones or whatever.
Yes. Yes. And they said that, like, you can hear some of the, like, Australian animals. Like, there was, like, a bird that you could hear in the rainforest. And there was, like, oh, God. I forget the name of the creature that's also, like, native to Australia that they actually pictured in there. But otherwise,
Was it like the tall birds that were like, what's your password?
Oh,
what's the password?
that I don't know.
I think that's an Australian bird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
What about the little bush baby looking things with the big old tails?
Maybe.
Who knows? We sure don't.
Uh,
You don't come to us for professionalism. I hope you know that.
or accurate information. No, okay.
Yeah. But we've learned to read names so we get the names correct.
One time.
One time some motherfucker called us out on it. Bitch.
It's bound to happen. Like I said, I'm surprised that we haven't been called out way before now. So
I mean, we might not have fucked up so much before then. We definitely did.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Where have you been?
All up here, baby.
Back to the many suspicious parallels between Ferngully and Avatar.
Right. Yes. The blue people. Go on.
I don't know. It's just, well, like, all right. Do you remember most of Avatar, right?
Nope. It's like Ferngully, right?
Fucking hell.
I know that there are blue people, and it's like 3 hours long.
All right. Well,
'cause it's James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Titanic guy.
Yeah. Whatever. All right. So obviously it's like deforestation in this movie, mining in Avatar. So we're trying to mine for whatever precious metal that there is.
Right.
But there's, the native people, where the blue people, quote unquote,
What the fuck were they called?
avatars. I don't know.
No.
I know.
They had a name.
I don't remember. Don't ask me these things.
Man, the only thing that's coming to mind is Mogwai, and that's not it.
Nope. No,
That's
it's
from
not.
the Gremlins. Now it's just Blue Man Group. Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, so Sigourney Weaver's. I'm so sorry, Sigourney Weaver. Weavy is not your last name.
I'm actually crying.
Fuck you, Jen.
Go
on. I think your voice could get that high.
Go on.
I can't look at your face right now. I can't look at you.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver's character and her team have created avatars to look like the blue people so they could assimilate into their culture and try to basically get them to fucking move peacefully so they can mine the shit out of their land.
Right.
That's basically at the end of the day like what it was. And I think there was a tree involved, like their tree of life, essentially.
Okay.
And again, like much like Ferngully and Avatar, everything in the land's connected, so you can physically feel the trees, the animals, stuff like that. They all have a very literal connection to them. And in Ferngully, when Zach goes like carve their name into a tree, she comes, Krista is very upset. She's like, "Can't you feel their pain? Like,
Yeah.
don't do that." Very much same thing in Avatar. In Avatar, like the princess or whatever the hell becomes romantically interested in the Avatar marine guy who's not real to their
Right.
people. So that
Yes.
was like hugely offensive.
Yeah.
And same thing in Ferngully. Like she's not necessarily interested in Pip. She's interested in Zach, who's a human.
Mm-hmm.
And like their whole scene where she's, kind of running through like the forest with him, the water, stuff like that. All of that's very similar to. There's a
Man.
lot of suspicious parallels here. All right.
Come on, James Cameron. Get your shit together. Could have literally done anything else.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make a really expensive movie.
The difference is like he ends up actually staying with the blue people as like in the Avatar's body that I think somehow eventually becomes like real. Like I don't know, but
I'm gonna have to watch that again because it has been a long time. I thought the movie was okay, but I know a lot of people were like really obsessed with it.
I don't know. I liked it. It was good. To the level of obsession,
I was like,
I don't know why.
I don't think you guys are. What's going on?
But
Like,
he ends up staying, and obviously Zach, she figures out the right spell, and he's not human sized again.
Yes.
So but human sized to go back and
Try to be an advocate.
Yeah.
For like maintaining, like preserving the rainforests and stuff like that, which I think was like a better message overall. Is like, you are the only, like, you are the person that can actually, like, kind of like, Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah.
Same thing, like, only you can preserve our rainforest because obviously, like, the animals and all of the native creatures and stuff like that too, the rainforest can't do anything for themselves, so you have to be their advocate,
Yeah.
which I think is like a much better message.
Oh yeah.
And I think that they had like it was good that they released it closer to Earth Day, which is like more coincides with their message than releasing it in some random time in 1991. But yeah, like I thought that was, it is like, it's just a lovely movie
It really is.
overall.
It was funny.
Yeah, funny. The songs are like cute. They actually go with the movie. And it's just Batty, I think, makes
Oh, for sure. He
the
steals
movie.
he steals the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
no doubt, but
when he comes back. So Batty like really does not like Zach because he is a human and he's been hurt before. And near the end of the film, where Hexus is in charge of the leveler pretty much at this point,
yeah.
and he's trying to take down Ferngully, Zach is trying to make his way to the leveler to like turn it off. And he ends up kind of like, he makes it to the leveler, but then he falls down and Batty rescues him.
Yeah.
And Batty's trying to get him back to safety where all the other fairies are. And Zach is like, no, I gotta go back to the leveler. And she's like, back to the leveler? That's lemming talk. And I'm like, I lost it. Lemming talk. And he's just like, Zach flicks his little antenna. He's like, wrong channel. And it was just, everything from there on is all Robin Williams gold.
Yeah.
Like him just improvising, and it's just chef's kiss. It's amazing. It's so good.
You remember, like, as a kid, and even kind of as an adult, but especially as a kid, though, just getting creeped out by Hexus.
Mm-hmm.
Just the heebie-jeebies, like, but watching it as an adult, and they edit it in the movie, but I guess you can find the original lyrics are out there somewhere. But I guess,
Oh, his toxic love song.
yeah, it's like really dirty.
It's a very sexual song.
And Tim Curry just has a naturally sexual voice.
Yes, he does.
So even when they edit it to take out like the sexy, inappropriate language, it's still very sultry.
Yes, because he's got that raspy little Tim Curry voice, and it's just, especially if you are, like we are, huge fans of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's what you equate everything to. I mean,
Yeah, like
realistically.
you are, it's sweet transvestite,
Basically.
essentially.
But not only that, but like, so you have his sultry voice,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way that Hexus is like this nice, flowy, dirty, gooey thing, but just kind of lends itself to just kind of flow and move in such a way.
Slither and slink
Yep.
around. Because, like, he starts off as this little, like,
Just
goo.
goo blob.
Yeah. And
Apparently,
then,
this is what blobs do. I don't-
yeah, they blob.
Yeah. All right.
We got it. They got it.
Yeah, all right. You got it. You got it. All right.
Thank you for listening, guys. I don't know how you put up with this shit. But we appreciate you, Megan, because you're the only one that listens.
Thanks, Megan.
No, but like Tim, like I can't just be us that when we hear Tim Curry's voice that we just
Think sex?
yeah, it's not just us.
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
Like I
Any
think
Tim Curry fan.
yeah, I mean
Period.
even like maybe accepting Nigel Thornberry, but even then
Wow.
he says some random shit that's. But I think outside of that, everything else that Tim Curry does is just, especially when you, like, if you're just hearing his voice and he's just lending his voice to something, I love it.
Mm. Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's very
nice.
nice. Anyway, so where can you catch Fern Gully, Jess?
Stars.
Stars.
Yep.
Unless you have the DVD, which, if you are a true fan of Robin Williams and Tim Curry, you should
Yeah.
have the DVD or Blu-ray.
Do you
or
have the
something.
DVD?
I do.
Ah, shit.
I have the DVD for this and for the other movie that our last movie that we're gonna discuss for the month of November.
Probably should have asked or looked into that before yesterday.
It's okay. It's all right. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. But anyway, so you can catch Fern Gully on Stars.
Yes.
It's on demand. What did you have to rent it or?
Well, if you have I had the Stars subscription.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to rent it, but I think there was a rental option. I think.
There normally is, like, depending on, like, you can rent it through Stars if you don't have Stars, or you can end up buying through whatever production company
Yeah.
did the movie. Like if it was like Warner Brothers or like Fox or whatever like that, you can rent it through that. But this was like, I don't know. I watched it on DVD.
No, well, I watched it through Stars. So there you go. You have options.
Indeed, you do. But the next movie that we're going to be talking about is Anastasia, which a lot of people think is a Disney movie, but
Really?
it is not.
No.
No, some
Fox-
people confused it, thinking that, like, because it came out around the whatever. It's not a Disney movie.
It's a 20th Century Fox
Yes.
Searchlight, right?
Exactly.
Their first animated film, but we'll get to that.
Yes, we will. Anyway, so stay tuned for that next week. And if you like our vibe, please like and subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.